right, here we go. Here we go. Welcome to Neomustangs. This is my FOXBODY Mustang channel. I am going to be streaming in OBS. If you guys, I always start the stream like that, just so you guys know, OBS, if there's a little bit of a delay or it starts to buffer or freeze, don't worry, it comes back. Not the best quality in the world, not like the YouTube video live, but it's pretty unstable or whatever. Anyways, first things first, you guys see the thumbnail. If you're here for the thumbnail, you know, we're going to be discussing, every time I do a live stream, I like to discuss something to kind of give it like a base discussion topic, sort of. Some of them aren't as good as the others. You know, some of them, you know, some people like them, some people don't. You know, I understand that, whatever. So, today we're going to be talking about overbuilding. We're going to be talking about my white car. We're going to talk about my black car and my experiences with it. We're also going to be talking about the collaboration with Brutal. Now, most of you are already subscribed to Brutal, should be subscribed to Brutal. BREW, the number 2, the letter L. That is his channel. If you're not, you should go over there and subscribe. We are going to be doing a collaboration with Brutal on a T5 rebuild. And shout out to Smitty Bad 5.0, which will probably be here in the chat soon, for winning that rebuild. So I appreciate what Brutal, so huge shout out to Brutal for letting me collaborate with him. We are going to be taking a T5 core. We're going to be rebuilding a T5 core here at Neomustangs from Brutal, and we are going to be shipping it to Smitty Bad 5.0 as something that us as channels, Brutal and myself, and collaboration with Handling Motorsports, to give back something to the community. Anyways, what's up, Cousin Paul, Broken Tools, Thingman78, John Doe, what's happening, guys? It's good to see everybody. Loch Ness Fox in the house, aka Robert Kretz. Good to see you, good to see you. So, we're going to be talking about a couple things. Like I said, the topic of the evening is overbuilding. The second topic is what to expect from a T5 rebuild in collaboration with Brutal, the giveaway. And the third topic is going to probably have something revolved around the Fox Days of Christmas. You guys are probably all like, what the hell is the Fox Days of Christmas? If you're just now joining the channel, you're just now getting into the FOXBODY game, it's an event you're not going to want to miss. If you're looking to get some parts for your Mustang in not only factory form, but in the, you know, good high tier items, we're going to be doing something different. It's kind of epic. We have the type of, okay, let me just start with this. We have the type of genre with FOXBODY Mustangs that, you know, most of us collaborate with each other for the most part. The community's pretty good for the most part. You know, it's a car guy community, you know. So, you know, you get together, you can do some stuff like we're collaborating with the T5 rebuild, and it's just, it makes for great, you know, great camaraderie. That's a good word that I'm looking for. So, anyways, excited to watch live stream. Quick question: do I need a different drive shaft? I seen that on Brutal's. See, I don't like to, you know, I don't want to interrupt Brutal's live stream when I'm on there. So I don't, you know, I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. So I hope you guys didn't realize that I was like ignoring you when it's just respect thing. You know, I don't want to, you know, take anything away from, you know, his live stream. So, you know, unfortunately, he got that conversation with Smitty Bad 5.0 actually got kicked out with the YouTube editing software, the broadcasting software cut out on him. So I'm 110% positive that, you know, I'm sure Brutal apologizes for that. I know exactly what happens. It's just been a common problem that's happened with the broadcasting software with YouTube for a long time. Usually it's okay, but that's why I use OBS, because this, even though we might get a little bit of a hiccup, it'll never really kick out. You just gotta wait for the buffer. Anyway, let me get into some chat. I'll pay you to hook up the T5. I got your heads. I know. I appreciate that. I mean, we could work out something on the side. You know, neomustangs@hotmail.com is the email, so it's pretty easy. Handling Motorsports in the house. What's up? Handling Motorsports. So if you guys don't know who Handling is, you do. I'm in collaboration with them. with a TKX, with a twin disc, and now with the brutal T5 rebuild. So yes, if you have any, we just gave away a DVD, excuse me, Brutal just gave away a rebuild DVD. Just like I said on the phone, if you were in that live stream, I learned everything about T5 from Bob Hanlon in that DVD. And I'm pretty sure that Andrew, I think there is some DVDs on the shelf over there. It's the best $20, $25 you'll spend. If you're honestly looking to figure out how to rebuild your T5, Bob literally takes it apart in front of you, bolt by bolt, with hand tools. There's some special tools there, and you're going to probably need a press, especially on the rebuild part. So if you're interested in getting a T5 rebuild, there's other DVDs out there. That Bob is the one that I chose because, you know, Hanlon Motorsports has always been a, you know, very family-based business, and I'm very happy to be part of that. So anyway, BTG wears flip-flops. Smitty 5-0, Smitty Bad 5-0, congratulations. I think John Doe was the winner of, what did John Doe win the other week? Military vet, shout out to you, man, I appreciate you. Smitty Bad 5-0 won this rebuild T5, that's epic, man, it's gonna be epic. Listen, now I heard you saying on the phone it's going behind a turbo, so let's talk about that real quick before I get into the overbuilding section. I heard you say something about it being a 347, and I heard it being a little bit of a turbo. Now, I will tell you this, and like I preach in all my other videos, when I built Hot Wheels, even with Dad's car and the T5 that's in it, you know, you won't break a T5 per se, but, you know, even with this T5 rebuilt, it is limited. And, you know, I know you said that, you know, you're having a time on the last leg. You know, this rebuild's going to be nice. You know, it's going to be tight. Everything's going to be supported. So it's all kind of depends on how you drive it. So, you know, putting it behind a stroker with boost, you know, I mean, you're going to be taxing it. And I will go on live stream saying that, you know, don't, you know, get by with what you got with this T5, and then hopefully it lasts you a long time. I hope it lasts you a long time. I'm going to build it right now. Of course, it'll be on video. So, Silver Sport hydraulic clutch. Oh, that's right. That's a good, that was a nice setup, man. That was like $600, $700 setup. So shout out to Silver Sport for that. That was awesome. We also have Tremec TKO rebuild videos. That's right. What's up, Slow Nate? If you guys don't know who Slow Nate is, he is the owner of RBR. So with that being said, in my live stream, if you have a carbureted or carbureted boosted question, probably the guy that can answer it the best. If you guys don't know who RBR is, then you're sleeping at the wheel on my channel, bros. RBR is he's in a lot of my short videos. I featured his car in one of my videos, or, you know, what FOXBODYs dream of. He is a carbureted parts bin racer, full weight car. He's got all of his interior in it, like my white car behind me. Carbureted blow through turbo kit, custom built with spare parts. So if you got a carbureted or even a carbureted turbo question, Slow Nate's the guy you want to talk to in Papa Hootman. I think we named him last week, Papa Hootman. What's up, Blue Oval Media? Shout out to Blue Oval Media from Chicago in the house. Good to see you, my man. If you guys don't know who Blue Oval Media is, you got to go over to YouTube and check out his channel. He's also got a following on Instagram. He's also got a nice following on Facebook. Top notch, bro. Welcome back to the channel, my dude. It's awesome to see support and info and awesome people that give back. Look, it's like this. It's like we like Mustangs. So the YouTube community, for the most part, should be like going to a car show. Does that make sense? So like you go to a car show and you see other people's FOXBODYs, you know, you guys talk, it doesn't matter what background you're from, you know, whatever, you guys talk about your guys' cars. At least you have, you know this guy, you guys got the same interests, and it's cool, you know? So that's really what the community is all about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Mike Hootman, Papa Hootman in the house. He should put that as his YouTube name. So, we're gonna go into we're talking about the T5. Okay, so the T5 rebuild giveaway was tonight. Smitty Bad 5.0 won it. We're gonna get a core We're going to get a core T5 and we're going to actually rebuild it. I don't know if we've gotten into the details as far as getting your old one, Smitty, or if we're doing a different one. But I did want to show you something, again, and I'll get back into chat here. I wanted to show you guys some other stuff that I'd be doing on the side here. And I got these parts from Hamlin Motorsports. You know, they do sell, you know, a number of new things. So, you know, I showed this on my last live stream or what have you. But when I go to rebuild a T5, you know, I usually get, like, you know, new parts for it. Like, third gear usually isn't beat up, but if it gets real sharp here on the edges, I rebuild them. Usually third gear is the one that gets broken. Second gear is always the one that's beat to hell, but usually all these engagement teeth are all beat to hell. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of those. And first gears, I just got this with the kit, so this is just an extra gear or whatever. Inputs like to break, you know, and they like to shear, they like to get real sharp, because inputs they're the last ones that actually get like oil. So like if your transmission's getting low on oil at all, this gear is the one that suffers first. That's why you need to always change your T5 transmission oil, make sure it's full. Anyway, Gennaro Hawk, my engine builder is telling me he don't want to put a good clutch in my car because he didn't want to destroy it. I have a 363, he's saying it's too much power, but I think it'd be fine, only 70 miles, 7,000 miles. My engine builder is telling me he doesn't want to put a good clutch in my car because he didn't want to destroy, what, a clutch or the motor? Slow 50, hey, East Tennessee here, what up, man? You're right, Neo, it's the bet on the sliced bread, that's right. Just trying to be like, oh, you know, come on, man. How much go torque will a built T5 handle? Okay, like I was saying earlier with the rebuild, it's all how you drive. Now, when we drive, like I think Cousin Paul's a little hooked on nitro right now. So the way Cousin Paul actually drives Dad's car is perfect. And this comes from experience and knowledge and me explaining to him, basically him learning, you know, getting seat time. You know, he shifts that T5. He's just like, you know, he's balls to the wall, and then he has a good shift. You know what I mean? A good clean half lift on the accelerator, full clutch, bam, hit it in gear, give it ass. So it's like, it's all kind of how you build it. When we were always racing Hot Wheels, and the reason why Hot Wheels was built with like spare part stuff that I wouldn't put in a transmission. But the one thing we were very careful with Hot Wheels T5 is we was careful with third. Because if the one gear is going to break, it's third, and you can see the differences in gear, and you can see why. You know, this is first, this is third. Even second gear doesn't break very often. It's always third, and then it ends up taking out your counter shaft right here. So, you know, we got all these parts on the shelf for a reason. So when I'm rebuilding T5s, I make sure I have extra pieces. So, what's up, Frank 3 Stangs? Fox Performance, what up? I'm late to the party. How we doing? Pop's car is nice. It's a real deal. 40 plus people, make sure you hit that like. I appreciate that. Cousin Paul has been getting it. You know what? I mean, we're at the point now with Dad's car, because listen, Dad's car you guys can probably relate to the most. And I can tell you that Cousin Paul don't like that supercharger. He don't like that methanol, so we're probably going to take it off. We got a 200 shot plate kit, which if you guys have been part of the channel for a long time, you guys have probably seen me actually pull it out of that little dusty box over there. That's actually the smallest shot we can even put on that thing is like 150. But it's a wet shot, so it can go between Dad's upper lower intake and the 19s and the wet shot. It'll, you know, I bet you we could break into the low 11s, not face plated, low 11s on a 200 shot on a stock speed density motor. I mean, and that's stuff you guys can relate to. I mean, are we trying to break it on purpose? No. But I'm really not worried about breaking that motor. I really ain't. See what I mean? Got a couple behind me. So, and if anything, we would just rebuild it anyways, because it's pretty much due for a rebuild. So, got about 3 of them here from the old shop that we're trying to kind of get into you know, get into inventory or whatever. Danny, because of you, I'm going to put a manual in my other Fox. Watching you race made me, hey, look, go get it. I'm super happy that you would do that. I appreciate it, Kenny. Look, there's going to be some good racing here soon. You know, hopefully, we can get a, you know, if I'm just going to take a gander and a guess that we're going to be able to actually race at FTO next year. So there'll be some cool stuff going on. But, I mean, racing isn't like, there's a lot of people that don't relate to it. I get it. You don't relate to this. I get it. You relate to Dad's car. But that's pretty much leads me into my next topic. Before I go into my next topic, let me get back in the chat real quick. What's better, a dry or wet? A wet shot's always better, John Doe. But a dry shot will work on a stock motor or even a lightly modified GT40, GT40P head, whatever. About 100 shot on whatever injectors you got. Dude, I'm running 19s and an FMU, which I don't even use the FMU with nitrous. I'm running 19s on Dad's car. Stick shift for light. Yes, I'd rather run a second slower with a manual banging gears. You know, and that's why I run faceplate. You know, a lot of people, you know, there's a guy that I had watched here on YouTube, and I'm going to link his videos soon. I actually didn't subscribe to him recently, and I'm silly for that, but he actually did a really good video, and he has some good subscribers about stick shift racing and how where the crossover point is, because stick shift racing is always faster than autos until a certain point. And you start dipping into the high 11s and stuff, and autos start getting a little more consistent. There's a little bit more clutch slippage because of the power. You know, you see what I mean? Faceplates allow you to kind of keep pace with the autos making you faster. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's just more consistent and more reliable. So the Trans Neo, he's saying it won't handle it. No, what I'm saying is it's the way you drive it. A T5 behind a 347 stroker and a turbo will be just fine. We had mine behind a, you know, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels was a turbo, you know, a turbo, you know, 302 Mustang motor, whatever. And we drag raced it on slicks. So I'm pretty sure Smitty Bad will probably enjoy that transmission for a long time. And he probably has a T5 in front of it to begin, or behind it to begin with, that's probably tired and needs some work on it anyways. So with that being said, it'll probably be just fine. What's up, Chriso? So overbuilding. Let's get into my next topic. A lot of you guys don't know about my white car because you have only seen very bits and pieces of it here on the channel, and you're probably like, well, where's the black car? Because that's not what I subscribed with. My white car is actually the very first car, and it's actually a good story. I actually wrecked my original Oxford White LX Mustang many years ago, being stupid. And it was a life-changing event. It really was a life-changing event. And I bought this car like in rebuttal to that, like a week after. I happened to find a roller. Fox bodies weren't hard to find back in 2000, 2001 for the most part, 2002, and it was painted white to begin with. So I've actually had this car longer than I've had them all. And, you know, it always got the big boy parts, like the big boy parts, like the 9-inch ends, the 8.8 rear end, the spool, the big axles, you know, the good control arms, good fuel system, the big trans, the big clutch, the big motor, etc. It just, you know, when you overbuild, and here's the point of my whole discussion, is when you overbuild, you get lost. And if you watched my video about 6 months ago, you remember me pulling that damn 408 out of my black car because it wouldn't fit. And my white car, part of that video, was sitting in the back there just collecting like 3 inches of dust. And I pulled it forward, and it was probably one of the best moves I ever done on the channel. It was a little confusing. It's going to be confusing because I have multiple cars on the channel, but you know, it's probably one of the best things I ever did, because my black car is not overbuilt, but it's not underbuilt. There's a natural progression with Fox bodies that I talked to Brutal a lot about this, that the Calypso clone is going through, that my white car has gone through, that my black car has gone through. And even Dad's car is gone through for the most part. And I've built other ones out here on the channel, you know, Project Hot Wheels, my ultra blue two-tone, remember that car? My black coupe, which you guys seen run 10.0s. That car actually ended up running 970s on this block that well before it was built. So overbuilding is real. So how do you stop that? You don't. And you don't have to. I guess I'm BSing now because overbuilding is kind of part of the natural progress of your Mustang. But you don't want to get caught into waiting on parts all the time. And that's kind of what I did with my white car. Like I didn't hurry up and put the Terminator X in. I just went ahead and tuned it on binary editor because binary editor was like what we knew how to tune on. So, you know, I went out there, we ran our times. Best we've been was 944 to 148 with a 6.0 eighth mile. Car's on 340 or 355 gears or some tweaking to go out. But the nice thing is I was able to drive it, test it, and fix some of the issues that were going on. So instead of just leaving it for the best parts that are on back order anyways, I decided to overbuild it. Or I decided to drive it and not overbuild it and overthink it. So let me get into chat here. Okay. Larry Tonini, I'm sorry. Assembling my 408, curious of your thoughts on why there isn't an EFI Victor Jr. 495. I'd like to stay away from the EFI Super Vic for hood clearance. Larry, did you think about running maybe, well, even running the elbow is kind of tight, I think, on the hood, just because of the height of the elbow. I get it, I just can't afford, oh. Ken, I want in on that race, FGO, uh-oh. Will an A9L run in 11 to 1 347 no tuner? Anthony Murrow, probably not. You'd have to definitely jack the fuel pressure up for sure. Depends on what injectors you run. But I probably would still run some sort of tuner on it to kind of control it a little bit. Okay, so this is, what up, Brutal? Sorry I got to talking and missed out on a little bit of chat here. Papa Hoodman in the house, what's up? If you guys don't know who Papa Hoodman is, he's got the 86 gray 363 all motor hatch that's in these little short Easter egg videos I give you guys in the middle of the week. And his son, Slow Nate, who's here in the chat, he's the one who owns, well, they both own RBR. So if you guys got carburetor questions, these are the guys to talk about. So you can fire away if you need it. I always like to have guys in my chat that have a different, diversity when it comes to engine building. So, you have to know yourself and then be honest with yourself. That's the hardest thing. That's right. And I talk to Nakia about overbuilding all the time. We can't, as content creators, and I've talked about this before on live stream, we can't just sit idle doing the same stuff over again. There's a progress with Fox bodies. You don't have to go out and buy the best stuff. You don't have to buy a stroker motor. I mean, you could take your stock short block and flip the pistons on it with my video. Spend your money on machine work and some sealed power rings and some king bearings and flip your pistons, get a little more out of them. And that's stuff you guys want to hear. I'm telling you, it works. I think Hot Wheels made 473 wheel torque, or a 500 torque, 473 wheel horsepower, sorry, on an A9L with a bone stock motor that I refreshed. I did not port the heads, I did not port, the power's there. Rebuilding a motor and freshening it up and doing some of the things I did in my one video may help you. That's just old machinist knowledge. That's old dirt track stuff. Flipping your pistons, an old dirt track trick. So, I mean, there's ways to make, and you can even port, if you can't afford, super heads and super intakes, but, and you want to build your own turbo kit or whatever, there's nothing wrong. Dude, I applaud you for budget. Make it happen. Like, I refuse to put big stuff on Dad's car. Because, I mean, it's not what I want to do. What's up, Andrew? I'll purchase another Fox. Here we go. Yeah, I think they do have a low-profile elbow, though, Manor. Yeah, 30-pound injectors would be tough to control on an A9L, Anthony, honestly. But Fox Performance. My 302 is fun. Yeah. Just cam and basic machining. That's right. I tend to go down the hole. I'm in a rabbit hole with. I got GT40 P heads and intake. What should I tell machine shop in terms of decking the? Look, if you got P heads and you got the intake, we always deck our blocks until they're flat. So I think there's about 15 thousandths ish piston in the hole on a factory block to begin with. It might be 20. There's a good chunk there that you can take an easy 10 off a deck of a 302 easily. And then, you know, your piston will come up a little bit. It'll raise the compression of your motor naturally. And what you're actually doing with your block is you're making it flat again. Like even Cometic will tell you, and I run Cometic gaskets, if your block isn't flat and your heads aren't flat, the heads aren't going to 100% seal. Does that make sense? Because I guarantee you at 30, 35 years of these E6 SE blocks, E7 TE blocks, I guarantee you there's a warpage on every deck out there. All the warpage on the deck. You cut them, you'd be surprised. It's amazing to see old school knowledge when it comes down to budget building. I'm gonna tell you what, man, that's what it's at. Advancing cams helps too, depending on the build. That's right, Broken Tool. I'm pretty sure that Project Hot Wheels, when we rebuilt that motor, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cousin Paul, I did a video on it. I'm pretty sure we were about 5 thousandths out of the hole. We decked that block about 15 thousandths on purpose. We ran stock motor heads with 45, 43 compressed gasket, whatever the Felpro 9333 is. It might be 38 or 40, something like that. We didn't have any piston to valve issues because we ran a stock cam, but we cheated with 173 Cobra rockers. That build was awesome. I could actually get Project Hot Wheels back. Sean's probably watching right now, but me getting Hot Wheels back will not do me any favors. Because, I mean, it'd just be another horse in the stall. Oof. I've thought about it quite a bit, but I had a guy give me an A9S. That is a reman from '88. How do they compare? Are they junk? No, A9S is just a factory reman. It's just another number. Send it. My Fox 302 block, same as Explorer. Okay, so let me talk about blocks real quick. If you have an original XXX, triple Y roller Fox body motor, it'll say E7 TE in the bottom corner. Now the 94, 95 302s were F1 SCs, and I think they carried the F1 SC number all the way through the Explorers and Mountaineers, all the way up to 01. Because they built 302s up till 2001. But they only came in like Explorers and some of the trucks, I think, if I'm correctly. I'm not a big truck guy, so outside of the Explorer for obvious reasons. So, going back to overbuilding. So what happened with my white car over time is, and I got a surprise for you guys, so don't fall asleep on me, is I kind of overbuilt the car. I'm actually at this point now, in the original why I'm even bringing this topic up, the discussion tonight, is the fact that I was today, this weekend, I had my kids this weekend. We went to a park, water park. We had a great time. Love my kids. Thank you. I love my kids. Fam is everything, bros. Fam and Fox bodies, but fam is first. But anyways, this weekend I got a chance to actually drive Friday night. I put about 50 or 60 miles on it. And she didn't get hot. We have a place up here. It's a tourist attraction called Geneva on the Lake, and it's like this. It looks like mini Vegas. There's like 1.5 miles, 2 miles of nothing but, you know, like hot dog shops and like game rooms and bars and water slides, and it's like it's a big attraction up here. So you cruise through that. You got bikes and big diesel trucks and. It's a shame they don't have like a car show there every week, because they would probably draw a lot of people there. It'd probably fill up a whole parking lot. But long story short, I got a chance to drive it, and I enjoyed it. And if you guys watch my Instagram at Neomustangs, you see me driving, and that's what it's all about. I got to the point to where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna drive it. It's a street car. I keep talking about full weight, full interior, and it's a street car, and then I don't drive it. So we put an exhaust on it last week. As you guys know, and the exhaust goes out the back by the axle. So I got to put a little dump on it to make it. It didn't really smell at all inside the car, but it was dumped over here under the car. So I had to wait to do stuff like this, you know, until I did something, you know, I did something with the exhaust. So, you know, I guess the point of my whole story is, you know, we went out and busted another 940 this past week, which you guys will see this week. I brought it home, put it away hot. 2 days later, pulled it out, put some E85 in it, and drove it 60 miles round trip. And then I drove it today for another 30 or 40. So I got 100 miles on my little street car. Man, I just love it. Actually, I was talking to Brutal on the phone about the live stream when I was on my way to the car show, because I always support my local car show. I guess the point I'm trying to make, guys, is drive your stuff. Like, I want you guys to be motivated. It don't matter if it's stock heads. It don't matter if it's AFR 205s. Get out there and drive your stuff. Like, the days are wasting. We're already at the end of July. And for us people pretty much halfway up the United States and up, it's going to be snowing in about 3 or 4 months. We might get a little precipitation here in the next couple of months. And, you know, it's not going to get anywhere but colder. And, you know, we're getting to the age that I got to enjoy these cars, which bring me into my next overbuilding conversation. But let me get back into chat real quick. Friend is gutting his FOXBODY for race cars, sold me all the interior for 100. Why? The seats are dirty. Unfortunately, it's red. Hey, Porno red is making a comeback. So isn't blue, so isn't tan. It doesn't even matter what color it is anymore, because you can dye. There's paint and prep out there that can dye the crap out of this stuff. So, how is the Grand Marquis blocks, 88-ish? I think they still use the E7. I think that's still an HO motor broken tool, because I think the Thunderbirds and the Grand Marquis are still HOs. If that's the case, I think they're all the same block, minus the upper intake provision. Larry, Anthony, my A9L has 347, 30 pounds, no tune. Yeah, it's something about the, Larry, I think you can mess with the fuel pressure to kind of offset it a little bit. I can confirm he was driving. Justin Elliott, I ordered a Terminator X 2 months ago from Holly. Still waiting on it. I think they just actually, I don't know if Donnie B is in chat here, but Donnie B is the, one of the sales managers, head reps over at Anderson Ford Motorsports. So shout out to him and Anderson Ford Motorsports. But I think he said they just went on another, I think Robert Kretz said this too, Loch Ness Fox. I think they just pushed it out again another month, so I'm sorry to hear that. Haven't installed the turbo yet, but it's on 3. I do have aluminum. Okay. MJ, it's great to have a vision and go after. That's right. Frozen ice. The motor I'm building is going to be okay. I hate the snow. Dude, I hate the snow worse than everybody. I mean, it's just like my content, like my channel isn't about just, you know, it's not just about, you know, racing. You know, my channel's about Fox bodies, you know, and I do apologize for getting into, you know, a lot of stuff and a lot of content that some of you guys just don't really relate to. I mean, and it's, and I get it, I feel it, you know. I mean, it's just like, you know, well, my car doesn't run 9, so I'm not going to watch this. Guys, it's a progression, you know. I have more fun sending Dad's car down the strip on a bone stock speed density motor with a 1200 bottle pressure full nitrous hit like Cousin Paul does than I probably do driving this thing, because I enjoy driving this thing, but you know, it's you know, you turn your wheel a little bit too much and you might be over in the lane. So it's still 80 in November here. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of the Alabama weather, brother. Florida, South, hey, shout out to all you guys in Florida, all you guys in the South, man, keeping it real. 2 kinds of cars, Ford and can't afford. Got to get my transfer case back in my 94 Jeep YJ so I can play in the snows. You guys get snow in Tennessee quite a bit? For the most part, though, this is the real life content and can compare because a lot of us can't afford all the high. Right. So I want you guys to understand that my channel isn't about, and neither is Nakia's for that matter. You know, it's not about high dollar shit. You know, I think, you know, that 302 that Brutal had in clone probably would still be in there if it wasn't knocking. I think he sent that thing knocking. So the natural progression to, he had already had a 347, and I'm pretty sure he was kind of hesitant about putting it in, but it was just a progression of the channel. But he's got Retro Fox, and Retro Fox is just like Dad's car. So I mean, I don't mean to compare Brutal with me, because I'm not. But you know, having multiple cars that are like, I mean, Caleb's got Lieutenant Dan. I mean, that's as basic as you get, bro. You know, you got the carbureted 302, got some cheap aluminum heads. Well, I don't know if they're cheap or not, but it's got some aluminum heads on it. It's a budget build. So I don't want you guys to think that, you know, that's where, you know, that's where we're at with the channel, because, you know, having kind of like high dollar stuff, whatever, and racing it, and then going back and building like Dad's car stuff, it's kind of just, it's just the love of Fox bodies and progression. So recently I installed N91 cam. Got to tell you, the quality of the part alone is leaps and bounds. There we go. It's a great camshaft. Automotive Addiction, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a while. I watch because I enjoy the knowledge and I'm an automotive junkie. Psh, me too. Anderson cams are the shit. Yeah, I'd like to try an Anderson 41 cam. Hey, that's one of the Fox Days of Christmas. Yes, it is. That's one of the giveaways for Fox Days of Christmas. What have I decided to give away second? I don't remember. I got about 8 or 10 gifts in mind. I'm not sure how many Brutal is. I think he's about the same. So I guess we will talk about, in my title, it says the Fox Days of Christmas. You know, me and Brutal are going to be collaborating once again towards the end of the year. We're going to be giving away some stuff. And it's some cool stuff. Sponsor related, personally related, out of our own pockets. You know, from the sponsors, of course. But it's going to be epic because, you know, I thought about this last year. Brutal brought it to me. He said, you know, and I'm just humble for being part of that. He said, hey, you want to do some Christmas giveaways? And I'm like, hell yeah. So it's going to be epic. So you guys got to stick around. You guys got to, you know, I think we're going to be giving little Easter eggs out every so often about what we're giving away. I'm pretty sure I got Anderson on tap for a couple things. Anderson Ford Motorsports. I know I got Hanlon on tap for a couple things. Trick Flow. Mosier. If that gives you any inclination of what we're talking about, man, it should be getting you excited, man. I'm pretty sure Brutal's got, you know, I can't speak for him, but I think he's got LMR, and he's got multiple other Silver Sport. I think he too has Hanlon. There's a lot of, you know, I mean, and he's here in chat, so he's got some big sponsor stuff coming too. So, I mean, you guys watch our stuff. Listen, I ramble on. I try not to be a talking head in the video the whole time. I do spin a lot of wrench. Cousin Paul spins a little bit more than me. But it's the watch time, guys. It's your time that you've given to us watching our channels for so long. Like, I really wish the Fox Body community was bigger, but I'm glad that we have who we have. You see what I mean? Because it's a pretty legitimate, you know, it's definitely legitimate community. I mean, what better can you have? Santa, Neo, and Brutal. Yes, sir. So, what we got here? Yeah, I got a couple. I mean, like I said, I got Trick Flow, I got Mosier, Hanlon, Anderson Ford Motorsport. I haven't talked to OM3 yet. You guys know I do a lot of stuff with OM3. don't really collaborate with those guys as much as you guys think, but might do something with them. We'll see. I'm searching for a tuned RAM setup just to be different. How often do you see a dual card? Never, man. That'd be awesome, Automotive Addiction. Could listen all day to your knowledge. I appreciate you. Justin Elliott, all this stuff will help it. You know, that's what it's all about. And, you know, like I said, you know, I have a channel that makes enough money that I can give back. And I'm going to take my money and I'm going to give some back. Because you watch my ads, you subscribe, you know, some of you are part of my club membership, which gives to the channel. That's huge. It's the join button below. I have a club membership who has its own perks with t-shirts and discounted merch and early video views and just a number of things. Yeah, I mean, it's just, the guys in green are a part of my club membership. So, you know, that's the real deal community stuff. I mean, it's just giving back. It's just not like, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for the free ad money. It's not about that. Fox Days of Christmas is going to show you guys that it's not about just sponsors, but it's about community and collaborating with the community. You know what I mean? Because there's too many videos that, you know, we preach community, that there's no reason why we can't give back. What's up, Paul D. Fox? What's up? Sally, how we doing? Welcome back. Neo, you think it'll be fine with a nice clutch in my car, all motor? Yeah. A 363 on a T5, I'd probably run a single disc Gennaro, and I think Andrew Hanlon, I think he could probably chime in on that. If you're going to try to save that T5 a little bit, you're going to probably want to run a single disc. It's got a little slip to it, because that'll save it a little bit. But it'll still grip. It'll be fine. Sally in the house. Okay, so I think we were talking lastly about overbuilding, and this is one of the other things we're going to discuss tonight. So we talked about overbuilding. Overbuilding is very frustrating and very expensive. But that doesn't mean that it's any different than what you got going on stock. Now, you could take your stock motor and overbuild it and do it yourself. So these guys that are on a budget, you can take your motor apart, you can clean the whole motor out, take it to a machinist, have them tank it, put some new freeze plugs in it, put some new cam bearings in it, flip the pistons, put some new rings, yada, yada, yada. Take your heads, go on YouTube, learn how to do a little bit of porting. Could you ruin your stock heads doing your own porting? Absolutely. But there's a lot of really good videos on how to port on YouTube. So you could get some more out of your stock intake and your stock heads. And if you happen to actually ruin them, they're just stock heads. So there's a lot that can be gained, and everybody has their own different perspectives on overbuilding. And that includes time. So you could take your time overbuilding your own stuff on a budget. So think about that. If you know what I need, okay, so Puff, who can build me an 8831 spline true track rear end? Well, anybody can that knows how to build rear ends. I mean, are you asking me? What's your favorite old school Fox combo from back in the day? My favorite was on this car, because I've had this car 20 years plus now. Brutal. My favorite combo. And if you want to call in, my phone's here, Brutal. You're welcome to join my channel. Or join the conversation, bro. It's up to you. I'll leave it in. So, my favorite combo was Edelbrock Performer heads, tubular GT40 intake, E303 cam, stock bottom end. Favorite combo ever. Ran 14s. Whatever. Ran 14 on Cobra R, bro. I was like, that white car was like that a long time. You could ask Cousin Paul. Can Hamlin Motorsports for all your that's right. Neo is about to say the 500. I have a 5-inch tag in that car that's still been in there since like it was a stock motor, so I refuse to give up on it. Puff, you talking about, how about rear end? What do you mean? What's my favorite mods or whatever? Well, if it isn't the famous Nakia Hester. Can you hear me? Hello? Hang on 1 second, boys. Can you hear me? Hello? I think we have a little connection problem. Yeah. 14s were fast. Hey, let me tell you what, man. Black car and white car were 14s all day, every day, twice on Sundays. I mean, it is what it is. It's progress, man. I mean, I've taken so many. That's how I learned how to rebuild T5s, and that's how I learned how to rebuild my stock motor. Because, I mean, I did it on my black car, I did it on my white car, I did it on all the Fox bodies in my channel, and another 30 past that. And it's just, you know, you got good at it, and there was like repetitions or whatever. But actually, one of my favorites was the SN95 Paxton. That was a really good one. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you.
Hey, let me put you up here. Can you guys hear him pretty good? Go ahead and talk, Nakia. Go ahead and talk, Nakia.
All right, so did you just say an E-cam? Did I hear you right?
That,
Your favorite combo had an E-cam attached to it?
can you guys hear him?
Now, how dare you? How dare you talk about a E-cam? Absolutely, though, man. Seriously, as far as that goes, I got to kind of piggyback on that, dude. E-cam, B-cam, man. People just don't give them enough credit. But as long as your car is fun and sounds good, really, isn't that what it's all about?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I had an E-cam in my car because I got it cheap at a swap meet.
Well, most people do. You come across those cams, they're so abundant. But hey, an E-cam with a good set of valve springs and some roller rockers, not a bad cam, right? For a mild street strip setup. So I ask your opinion here. Do you need an Anderson N41 cam on some stock heads with an Explorer intake?
Nope.
All right, then. What would be a better option? Probably that E-cam.
If I didn't have the E-cam, I'm a big stock cam guy, because stock cam's like a 444 lift, and you stick those rockers on it that we talk about, those 172s.
That's right. That's right.
It's the same as running a B-cam.
Just want the sound. You know, some people gotta have that bump, right? So
Hang on 1 second, Nakia. Hang on 1 second. Let me see if I can put you closer to the camera somehow, so people can hear you. You're actually sitting on an old 302 right now.
that's what's up, man. Ain't that fitting?
Here, I'm actually going to put you right on the camera. Go ahead and talk. You
Yeah,
got-
so man, I'm excited about this Fox Days of Christmas, brother. This is gonna be awesome. I hope everybody is excited about it. I love Christmas as is. I'm like a big kid, and this right here has got me so excited. I'm telling you, this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna change the game, guys. We're gonna all work together, and we're gonna start giving back. Like somebody said, it's not always about us, right?
That's right.
We're gonna give back to you guys.
That's right. You know, I mean, they
It
want...
feels good. If you've never done it, try giving back for a change and see how you feel.
Right.
Better than getting shit.
I mean, you know, they watch our videos. You know, we put out, you know, anywhere between 50 and 100 videos a year or more. I mean, I think you put out 3 a week-ish, plus a live stream. That counts. And, you know, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. So they, you know, when they put their real time into our you know, they naturally have to see some ads, you know, and they naturally have to see something. And, you know, obviously we get something for that, and it's just a way to give back for their time watching. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, you know, it's like I said before, YouTube is not my primary job.
That's right.
You know, having this channel and the little bit of money that comes in goes straight back into the channel, and I hope that the people see that, because, you know, that's just, like you said, natural progression. That's what we do here. But it definitely helps keep the cars built. So, you know, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching my channel, you know, Neo's, Blue Ovals, everybody's channel. You know, seriously, it helps the community, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to grow the community, because it's badass. Nobody else is doing this right now. And we're trying to break the mold, if you will, and just make the community better, right?
Yeah, you know, and Adam Platt, he was on my, I think that was him who won the second place Fox. Was it first or second, Kenny? I don't remember at your show. But I had a good skit on him right there in my Chicago video. You know, Chicago has a real huge presence in FOXBODY. I mean, I think Mario came from a pre-meet with literally like 40 cars. 40.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that car is freaking phenomenal.
That's right.
But yeah, absolutely, man. There's a huge following up around that area. Always has been. Man, Chi-Town was hitting it up back in the day with street races. Man, you could find a FOXBODY out in the street anytime you wanted to up there.
That's right.
So absolutely.
I mean, and the game is big. I mean, when I think going to Chicago was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite videos. It was tough. That video was tough to edit. I mean, and there was so much stuff that I wanted to put in there. You know, I was talking to Darius quite a bit. I got to talk to Kenny Sean quite a bit, but he was, you know, he was busy with his event, which was a 10 out of 10, highly recommend. You know what I mean? So just being in Chicago was just, I was like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah. Man, you definitely, you talked that up. And look, guys, I wanted to go and just, I can't go but to maybe 1 or 2 events a year. I just can't because of my work schedule.
Because of work,
You talked this up enough to where, man, look, it's just going to have to be on the list of places to go. And, you know, I know we had talked about doing something down here, but to be honest with you, that's probably in the next couple of years. It's not going to be right now. So,
well, I mean,
you know, I want to support everybody else as much as I can, and I'm going to try my best to make it next year. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try.
Well, you know, as the channel progresses, so don't we as content creators. So
That's
last
right.
year, you would ask me if I'm going to Ford Takeover. I'd have been like, what the hell is that? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And shame on me, because I was deadbeat tired. I came in there late. You know, I got to collaborate all day Saturday, and you know, drove home Sunday. So I mean, I drove 24 hours in 48 hours, but worth every mile. You see what I mean? And it's just like when it comes. Go ahead.
Man, look, I want everybody to know real quick. Neo showed up. He was tired. He was so tired. This joker's making coffee in the trailer, in the race car trailer. He's making coffee just so that he can keep going. Like, I mean, he put in work to get there. There's no way I could have done it, man. But hey, I do want to say thank you for coming though. We had a freaking blast, didn't we?
It was a game changer. I mean, Caleb, dude, that was off the hook. Look, these guys might think we're BSing, bro. This is what we talk about on the phone, dude. That was off the hook, offline right now. I'm not even lying to y'all. You guys are just part of the conversation right now. You guys can see. Caleb blew it up. Kenny Sean blew it up. Blue Oval Media, Foxcast Media. I'm telling you. Foxtoberfest, I heard Chocolate Fox was really big, and we didn't even get a chance to go there.
I know, man. Look, we have to support the community. And I know not everybody can go, because I can't even go. Here I am, right, telling everybody to support the community.
Right.
And I don't get to go a lot. But, you know, if you can and you think it might be fun, go give it a try. Go give it a shot. Go to one of these FOXBODY. It's more FOXBODY oriented, I guess, if you will. You will see so many FOXBODYs there that it'll blow your mind. It'll take you right back to like 1988, 1991.
That's right.
Stuff.
That's right.
I'm telling you, you'll see some old school fire builds. You'll see some new stuff. It's all there. The community is not slowing down, guys. And y'all, the ones listening right now, are the ones driving this. It's not us. It's you guys that are watching this.
Yeah, I mean,
drive the community.
that's right.
Look, we got to pass this torch on, right? We're not going to be around forever. So everybody listening right now to this, it's on you to pass it along. When they see us out and about and they see these cars in force, oh, trust me, they're going to recognize.
So I want to, let's talk about your, so you said you're not going to, are you going to Foxtoberfest, or that's still a possibility?
I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm going to go out to Texas.
You're going to Texas LMR, okay? And that's a one-day event or a couple days event, or you don't know any of the itinerary?
Right now, it's really just it's a one-day event for, I guess you could say, maybe the general public. You'll come in to do the cruise in and whatnot, and we're going to hang around. We're going to do some extra stuff while we're there, but yeah, it's pretty much just going to be a one-day event from what I understand. Now, guys, look into that because I've been in communication with you a little bit about it, but not a whole lot. We've been so wrapped up, but check into it, and if any of you guys that are watching that are, on the West Coast, it's going to be a little easier trip for you guys. So if you want to meet up, come on out.
There you go. So you'll be able to see, 100%, you'll be able to see Foxcast, Caleb Richards, Foxcast Media, and Brutal at Brutal Vlogs, 100% if you go to LMR's event.
That's right, absolutely. And you'll get to see some really cool cars that LMR's got too that they keep stashed away that we see sometimes in the videos, in the background. So we're gonna have all their stuff there as well.
Going back to one of my questions, I haven't seen an XCam Michael want to be in forever. Wow.
Yeah. So, hey, tell me this. If you guys remember this, you could get really close to an XCam with an FCam and 1.7 roller rockers.
Yes.
It pretty much puts you dead nut on an XCam's lift, which I think was 542, if I'm not mistaken, on the XCam.
Yeah, because
I don't remember the duration, though. Duration was, I think, pretty close. But if you guys wanted to kind of have an XCam without having an XCam, one way would be an FCam with 1.7 would get you really close.
Yeah, somebody in chat, go ahead and fire up the Foxtoberfest date. I think it's the 30th of October, but I can't remember the city. I'm going to try to make Mustang Week, and I'm going to try to make Foxtoberfest. Now, I thought about collaborating with you two down in Texas, but that's a big trip for me, and I might not be able to plane it out. And if I had, next time I'd want to bring my car anyways, so that might be an event I might have to wait to, like you did this year with Blue Oval. You might just gotta have to plan that one out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's gonna be a haul for you, brother.
Yeah, I mean to haul a car.
But next year I'm gonna try to get out and about and do some more stuff. Like I said, man, everybody has talked up Blue Oval event, and not that I wouldn't go. It was just I really couldn't this year. It's really, really on my radar of places to go.
Hey, brutal.
It's really hard getting it. It's hard, man. Working full-time job, 12-hour shifts. It's hard. But guys, trust me, I'm trying my best to get out and do more.
Like, check it out, bro. The event was large. I mean, it was just that Sutton Ford was a monster dealership. It wasn't one of them little dealerships because I drove in. It's the type of dealership that's got like 5 entrances. You know what I mean? I was just and there was just cars everywhere. And I don't even think I was able to film. I had an hour of footage to edit. And I don't even think I filmed half of the cars that were there. I mean, it just in force. And then there was a dyno in the background just hammering away. I'm like, man.
That's pretty
it was cool.
What's up, man, and that's what I want to see. Look, you're going to see more events like this. You're going to see more content creators, doing their own events and stuff. And that's awesome. I mean, as of right now, the market's really not saturated. Yes, there are a lot more FOXBODY channels than there were, 4 years ago, but there's a reason for that. The demand is super high for these cars right now, guys. So you're going to see more and more of this stuff. So it is a great time to be alive and to be interested in FOXBODY. There's never been so much knowledge. Neil, let me ask you a question. Back in the day, if you wanted to learn something about a FOXBODY, what did you have to do? I mean, did you have to find somebody and talk to them? And,
if you didn't have somebody local, everybody had that buddy. You know what I mean? Everybody had that guy in the garage over in the corner. But as the internet was introduced, 99-ish, 2000, well before smartphones, we had forums. You went to corral.net. Y'all remember that one?
Stayingnet.com.
Stayingnet.com. You what was some of the other? I mean, I had like locally in Ohio, we had one called BuckeyeStangs.com. You probably had one in Bama. Probably had several of them.
Yep. We had SBTP. Spent a lot of time there. Yellow Bullet. You name it. I mean,
Yellow Bullet. Yes. Yes, Yellow Bullet. So I mean, you also had these books too. Like I have these old books that I'm gonna actually do a video / live stream on that my buddy let me borrow. He had a stack of them from the early 90s that showed you how to modify. And there's some stuff in there that's lost that needs to be talked about. Like how to set your suspension and stuff up. And this is guys that were doing it in the early 90s. So all this new stuff wasn't even part of it anymore.
That's right, man. And, you know, back in the day, like you said, you had to find a buddy, you know, and stand around and hope that, or I say a buddy, anybody that could teach you how to do this stuff. You picked up a few things in the magazines, but, you know, my point is, nowadays, it's a lot easier to get information, you know, obviously. I always say there's some really bad information out there, but the internet can also be an awesome place. You know, I had to grow up, you know, begging and asking people to show me this and show me that, but nowadays, man, it is all out here for the taking. So it's freaking sweet, and we're doing our best to put the content out to help you guys out. So, hey, we're here.
Yeah, and, you know, and that's another thing too. You know, when we're deciding some of these sponsors in this Fox Days of Christmas that we're all going to be going through as a community, you know, we've been at FOXBODYs for 30 years and 25 years, and you know, some of these, you know, this knowledge and these items that we're picking for you guys are natural progression items that might help you, that's helped us. You know, that could go from anywhere from C-clip eliminators to, you know, a clutch that I felt was one of my favorites to a camshaft that's a favorite. You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing.
Yep, that's what we're trying to do, guys. We're trying to pick out some stuff that'll really help you all out. Plus, it's just freaking cool. I mean, it is so cool, especially the idea. Neo knows what I'm talking about. The idea that we have on how we're going to actually show you guys the present, that it's going to be cool. It may be a little silly, I guess, to some people, but man, it's going to bring out the inner child in you. I promise you, it's going to be so awesome. I hate to keep hyping it up because, I mean, anything could happen, but just know that we're putting everything we can into this to make it right.
Hey, the only thing that's going to happen, I'm going to probably have my live stream in the snow. Not even going to lie to you.
Yeah.
my garage door open.
You got to have, like, massive-ass arms. You can't have twigs for arm stuff, bro.
So, Nakia.
Man, seriously, guys, this is going to be so fun, and I hope it works out like we want to, because next year it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And look, the good thing is, this is not, no one person is taking ownership of this, meaning it's not mine, it's not Neo's. This is the community's, right?
Yes. So
the Fox Days of Christmas is something that all of our content creators are welcome to join in and do it their own way. That's what's so awesome about this. Man, FOXBODYs aren't going anywhere. Neither are we. We're going to keep this thing growing, and we're going to keep it fresh.
That's right. And, you know, and it's going to be something that hopefully catches a little more fire. I think there's other content creators that are already interested in it, and it's July. And, you know, it's just something to give back. I mean, it's not like we're, you know, you can't misskew this as, oh, they're just trying to get more subscribers. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Our channels grow organically. Nakia does talk about Neomustangs, or Brutal, the channel itself, talks about Neomustangs a lot. That's because we're friends, and we talk like this on the phone, just like we're talking in front of the camera. So.
Yeah, I have to remember that we're on camera, by the way.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, you got that peanut butter liquor, bro?
You know, we all talk, and look, guys, there's no way for us to really monetize this. Let me just be completely, brutally honest for a second. Guys, I don't make hardly anything on these live streams.
No, neither do I.
Make the money, right? Now, as you can see, Mike stepped up earlier with a huge sticker. That was freaking awesome. But look, that's not what the live streams are about. And we're going to be doing this on live stream. So there's really not a lot of money in it for us. It's just giving back to the community. Now, we want to make you guys happy, sure. The happier you are, the more you're going to watch. I mean, we get that. We understand that. I'm not trying to sabotage my own channel, right? But at the same time, this is not to make money. This is to just help you guys out and have a community that nothing else even comes close to it.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't see a lot of clickbait stuff with us. We don't try to draw you in. You know, our videos are, you know, listen. It's tough for a content creator, and we talk about this often, to do how-to videos, because how-to videos are really about us giving you our experience and knowledge, and they're not the type of videos that go, you know, that go 10,000 in the first month and you make a bunch of money on it. You know, but they're out there. You know what I mean? And they're kind of a staple, and we talked about this on the phone the other day. It's a staple for our channel because when people
Right.
search your channel to see how legitimate you are as far as subscribing, they they see me and my on3 stuff, and they how to do this, how to do that, paint a dash, and they see you painting a bumper in the middle of a driveway and building a whole car.
I know, right? And look, I know that all of our channels have grown, right? You've been on YouTube for years and years. Neo's been around for years, guys. And, I've been on YouTube for about 4 years now, and our channel's grown. It's like you said, kind of organically. Yeah, I'm not in my little stuffy garage anymore. Do I miss that? Yeah, sometimes. But, guys, this is the direction that things are headed. I can't sit there and paint. I can only paint so many bumpers, right? I can only show you guys so many tips before we're running out of content. So a lot of times we build our cars and we end up creating more problems for ourselves in doing that. But this is the thing, though. It's still a new way to help you guys. It's still content. For instance, with this Calypso, I screwed up. I mean, I got an issue with the Calypso. So this is info that we can share with you guys and say, hey, if you ever run across this, check this out. Here's a heads up. So these channels grow in different ways, but either way you look at it, it's all help, and it's all help for the community.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, dude. I mean, how-to videos are tough, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think your Terminator X how-to videos, and I think the 62 people that are in my chat right now will probably agree. Dude, for a how-to video, them videos are fire. Because if it was my how-to video, I'm probably going to put everybody to sleep. I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to be like, all right. You got to pull this wire. You got to put this sensor.
Well, look, I will say this. I took one for the team on that Terminator X. The second video, I had to come back out and shoot that thing in 3 parts because I was like, man, this is not going to help anybody out. I'm not explaining this wiring harness correctly. And I know I've already done it, but I needed to do it so that I could show them what to do. And it's just so hard, guys. I promise you. And Neo goes through the same thing we all do. We try to do our best, and sometimes it looks like we're just fluffing off and we're not putting any thought into it. But we also have a job to do, which is to get these cars back up and running. So really the cars come first so that then we can talk to you guys about it and explain what we went through. But yeah, I took one for the team on that one because I knew that video wasn't going to do that good. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It helps people. So like you said, that video is not going to blow up, and that's fine.
That
video will be out there forever and ever.
You know,
Same thing
you
with a lot of stuff that you do. Man, do you know how many times I watch your wiring harness videos?
Well, that's exactly why I did that. And in a lot of my videos, like we're gonna do the unboxing of a TKX when I get it. Shout out to Handler Motorsports because we're gonna be testing a TKX, which you guys already know about. I'm gonna be doing an install on it. What I need to change because I'm actually going from a T56 in both cars. I'm going from a T56 back to a Tremec. So that's going to be kind of a different twist because no one ever really goes backwards when they come in a trans game. But I'm going to also reiterate on what you need to change to be a Tremec anyways. So, but those how-to videos, I've actually grown to be fond of them because they stick around forever, and I hope you guys appreciate what Brutal's putting an amazing twist on a very difficult how-to setup, and it has to be done in parts. And I kind of was just like happy to sell it to him because I was like, here you go, bro.
It's a burden.
You were like, son of a.
Because yeah, because you have to get this stuff out. I tell people all the time, yeah, we'll do a video on it, and you got to do that. You have to get out there, install it, and do your best to explain it. And yeah, it's somewhat of a burden, but it's fun nonetheless. And regardless of the outcome, somebody learns something from it.
Yeah, you know what? It's a staple. Just like I tell you guys. It's a staple to the channel. So like when you're seeing how-to videos, those are the ones you need to be commenting on and liking the most because actually the how-to videos are the most difficult ones to make because there's other people doing them and there's other people that have done them because, Brutal's not the first one that's done TX videos. RGG did one. Leach, I think, did one, which you are in collaboration with, if you want to discuss that real quick.
Yep.
So
exactly. And and that's the thing. Everybody's got a different take on it.
That's right.
I watched RGG. I watched Funky 50. I watched Donnie B. I watched Leach's stuff. I've watched everybody that had something to do with the Terminator X, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I'm like, all right, well, how can I put a brutal spin on it, which is a very basic spin, but how can I do that and help people? Because I know some of the fears that I have whenever I go into a new project like that. So that's what I try to do, and that's what everybody does, right? Same thing with Neo. Everybody has a different outlook on it. I just think it's awesome to know that we have so many different people attacking things from different angles.
Right, and that's the good thing of it. Like, my harness video is kind of proprietary for what I do, because that's kind of one video that's a little bit difficult to do. I'm not patting myself in the back, but as you guys know, I own a lot of FOXBODYs and a lot of FOXBODY parts. So I was just like, it would behoove me to leave this video out of the community. Now, if I could do that video again, it would be more hot, but that's a raw video. It had all 7 harnesses over. I had an 87, I had an 88, the hybrid, I had the 89 raw, the 90 raw, the 91 raw, and 92, 93 was kind of a little bit of a different version, but that's pretty much the only year that was like itself. And I explained all the different connectors in it for the most part, and it's just like, look, this is fire. And it's going to be, it's not even going to be fire, it's going to be the cinders at the bottom of the fire. You know what I mean? That never go out.
Yes, it's going to be the coals. Absolutely. Hey, Neo, real quick, like somebody asked in here.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. What is the recommended break-in procedure for a new clutch and flywheel? And it is on you, Neo. Go.
Heat cycles. Now, let me explain something to you. The clutch manufacturers don't want to hear it. They're not going to sit there and tell you, we're going to count your mileage. Let me tell you why it's 500 miles. And I'm sure Hannah Motorsports will correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. 500 miles is about a rough guesstimate at the highest end of a clutch that goes through about 10 heat cycles. And I'm talking, when I talk a clutch heat cycle, I'm talking about it gets hot and it completely cools down. It gets hot and it completely cools down. I go through 5 myself. Me and cousin Paul go out here and beat the snot out of the car for about 5 or 10 miles. Come home, we leave it alone for 4, 5, 6 hours. We'll go do it again, come back, leave it alone, come back the next day. So that's how I break in a new clutch. But again, I'm working with a lot of RX THDs. I'm working with a lot of twins. Twins kind of break in a little bit differently and a little bit more faster because they're ceramic. But as far as organics are concerned, that's kind of where the manufacturers want you to be, because the break-in period on a clutch, considering it's a wearable item, is much like a brake itself on, like you should do that with braking too with your car, it's just heat cycles. If you get them too hot, they'll warp, before they seat. You know what I mean? So.
Hey, I'm fixing myself a hamburger while y'all talk. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's where it's at. It's heat cycles, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct, and I'm pretty sure Hannon will chime in on that. But I usually only put about 100 miles on my clutches, if that. But I make sure that I count the heat cycles and make sure that it's cold, drive it, come back. So. Yeah.
That's pretty much the same procedure that we use. I don't get too technical, but now I'm not running a dual clutch setup. But like for us, I go out, I cycle it a few times. I kind of treat them like brakes in a sense.
Yes.
And man, we've had really good luck with it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, a lot of guys just want to put a clutch in and go beat the snot out of it. I get it, guys. But if you want to have a little bit of longevity, if you were like on a budget, okay, and you just bought this this high-dollar clutch, and you're like, shit, man, I got to break this in. I'm scared. This is a $1,000 clutch or a $600 or $700 clutch or whatever. Vengeance has a twin that's like $750 or $800. It's a good twin that I just did a video on. I wasn't paid to say that, by the way. Anyways, they want you to, they don't want you to go out there and beat the snot out of it. They want you to actually wear it in, and the heat cycles are everything. It's just, and that goes for motors too, really. It's like breaking a motor in, breaking a transmission in. It's not the mileage, guys. It's the how many times it gets hot and it cools down. You see what I mean? So if you go through a couple of those and mind your manners with them a little bit, and then go to the track, you might have it a little bit longer. But anyways, going back to the budget thing, especially for you guys that are on a budget, you know, go through the heat cycles the way they're telling you to do, and you'll probably get a longevity out of your clutch, whereas I'm over here going through twin disc twice a year. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a natural progression for me to do that.
That's right. Well, Neo, brother, I'm fixing to go inside, hang out with the family, eat this hamburger. I've done smoked the whole house up somehow. Somehow, smoke got up in the house, so the wife's sitting there banging the door.
Hey man, I appreciate you joining me tonight, Brutal. We'll have to do this again very soon. I'm sure the community here on the live feed enjoyed our conversation, and I apologize to those who I might have missed your questions or whatever. But I think for the most part, we're just sitting here shooting the bull, and I think everybody's, you know, just kind of chiming in and enjoying it.
Absolutely. Well, man, look, I enjoyed it, and you know, I'll probably give you a ring tomorrow, and we'll talk some more.
Just hit me up tomorrow.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me. And I'm going to go ahead and dip out.
All right, man. I'll see you. I'll probably see you tomorrow. I'll take you off this old Fox engine here.
All right, sounds good, man.
Later, dude. All right, guys. So, shout out to Brutal for joining us tonight. You know, that won't be the only guy that I'll call in. You know, I'll probably do a couple of those, and maybe that'll be something on the live stream that you guys will enjoy having some sort of collaboration with. I also think about maybe dipping into the StreamYard, because I think I can bring people actually into my channel where you guys can see that person, and we can talk or whatever. But anyways, if you guys got any questions, I'm gonna finish with kind of a surprise, sort of, not really a surprise, but I'm talking about my shit again. Black car. You guys haven't seen the black car in a while, and that's because it is gone. Just kidding. Much like the white car, that'll never be gone. We have the 363 sitting in there right now that doesn't have a turbo kit on it. Now we were going to put the big dog fab kit on there. We were going to move the battery to the back. We were going to do a lot of the race car stuff to the black car, but I kind of got into the point to where I'm overbuilding the car to where I've already got that in this car. This is a race street car, whereas the black car, I want it to be a street race car. To me, it's a difference. So what I want to do is I want to shout out to my man Chris O. I think he's here in the chat. I got a friend of mine that's probably one of the fastest street cars in Ohio, if not the fastest, Nate Embody. He doesn't join my chat or anything like that, but he sold Chris O a brand new B&G kit a long time ago. And Chris, actually this kit's turbo, I'm going to probably pass it off to Brutal because that's more of a better turbo. It's a 7668 Turbonetics, and I think Brutal's sitting on a little 70 over there, so he could send me his 70 and I'll put it on Dad's car eventually, and then that'll fix that because I have an extra turbo kit and pieces in the back, and then he can use the Turbonetics on the 347 and whatever. I mean, this is like, you know, the FOXBODY community is great, and having Brutal as a friend is great. It's not about live chat. It's not a lot about YouTube and monetization or whatever. Like, this is about FOXBODY and car parts and being friends. So I'm sure Brutal will give me a fair market value for the Turbonetics. I'll probably cut him a deal. Hell yeah. You know, he's going to give me his old 70, and I'm going to put it on Dad's car. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. I don't know, but that's a possibility. Anyways, Chris O has got a B&G kit. I don't know if you know Brian. I think he's from, is it Bard, Tennessee? Is that where B&G's at? But shout out to B&G. B&G has been in the game a very long time. I've never talked to Brian on the phone. Actually, I did once. He spent a long time with me on the phone before I got the big dog kit for this, because I was going to get the kit made by B&G for the 363 when this was originally in here. But anyways, I'm going to get one of his kits. We are going to put the B&G kit on the black car. Chris O is going to sell me the kit. I'm probably You guys know I got that big ass VS Racing turbo. We're gonna send that one back, and we're gonna buy a Precision Sportsman with a larger housing for the kit. So instead of doing something with On3 this time, which is still on back order, there's one here in local area. We're gonna change the turbo kit up a little bit, do my own little twist on that turbo kit, see what I think. I know it's a badass turbo kit because my buddy Mike, I think my buddy Mike Moss runs that kit on his red coupe in Akron, which is a monster car. So, anyways, yeah, that's what we're gonna do with the black car. And here's the second part to that at the end of my stream that I'm gonna explain to you. I'm putting the kit on the black car because it's a passenger mount and I don't want to get rid of my power steering. I don't want to put my battery in the back. I'm not going to be racing the black car that much, but there's another reason why that motivates me to put this in there and to get it running, which wouldn't take very much time, is I want to actually test the TKX in my black car more than I do my white car. And there's a reason behind that. I'm leaning towards doing that. My white car is already a true tested race car. It's full weight, full interior street car. I drive it all the time. I'm super happy with where it's at right now. And that's what I'm talking about. I got my stuff done. It's on binary editor. It's not even on, it's on quarter horse. It's not even on, the TKX, or excuse me, the Terminator X yet. So I thought to myself, well, my black car is a badass street race car too. Why don't we just make an easy 600 wheel with the B&G kit I'm about to get and fix my power steering pump in the rack because it's bad and leave it street like we've been talking about doing forever and drive it more than this one. And yeah, and test that TKX. And I'll probably leave the TKX in there for a time being. Instead of hurrying it up, doing all these videos, I could do videos with the white car and what we're doing with the white car, tweaking and turning on this white car, and then I could turn around and do videos with the TKX and how to push that, what limits we're at, and track test that car too. Because at 600 wheel, I'm hoping to run anywhere between like a 1050 and a 10.0, a 990. That's our goal, is 990s on a TKX, and we're gonna test the shit out of it. So, anyways, let me do some maintenance before we get out of here. We're going to get out of here in a minute. I want to give a shout out to Blue Oval Media. I see you, bro. Shout out to Chicago, CMC, SN95 Power. You guys were great at that event, and I'm going to always talk about that. Shout out to my dude, Brutal. Appreciate you collaborating with me with the T5 and the Fox Days of Christmas. And, just being a good FOXBODY friend. And that's what the community is all about, setting standards to be friends. Of course, Foxcast, Caleb out there, leading the path, man. Hanlon Motorsports for transmission stuff, Anderson Ford Motorsports, Donnie B, and all the other content creators who are out there grinding like we are, man. Just keep grinding, bros. Anyways, we have a club membership that gives back to the channel, and I don't spend any of the money on my channel. It all goes back to the channel itself. Giveaways, which we're about to get into some big ones at the end of the year. Instead of, I don't have the ability to do that every live stream. I wish I could, but I can't do that every live stream. So I'm gonna just kind of save up. So some of that goes to that. So if you're interested in giving something back to the channel, check out that join button. I will have some merch very soon. I got hats and t-shirts. I got good vinyl t-shirts, not the screen print stuff, and they're front and back. The shirt will fade from black before you crack that, the vinyl cracks it all, so it looks really good. So if you guys are interested in that, hit me up at neomustangs@hotmail.com. I will have a website soon set up. We've already got it kind of half set up. So anyways, if anybody's got any more questions, want to hit me up right now, before I duck out of here, about the Fox Days of Christmas, the T5 rebuild, the overbuilding. Make sure you hit that comment, that like and subscribe. Comment below if you're watching this live stream later. Tell me how you overcame your overbuilding and what you've done. So what's the 2 TFI models do you trust? I actually trust the Wells one. I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's just a factory replacement one. And of course, I trust my original Ford FOXBODY ones. You know, I can get into a whole spiel on how Ford parts were meant to last a long time, because they were. If you can find a NOS TFI module, that's the ticket, bro. Yes, what Pimp said. BWD, TFI, I do not trust. Right. So if you can find a NOS TFI module, they're out there. Fox Resto. Go check out Matt at Fox Resto. Gearhead 704. He's another content creator. Congratulations on 9,000 subs, my dude. Go check him out. He actually collaborates with Matt at Fox Resto. And I'm pretty sure he probably has got a NOS TFI module. He has a lot of NOS parts. So if you guys are looking for NOS parts, Fox Resto. New old stock. That's correct, Pimp. I think I need stickers. Yo, we're going to have, on our website, we're going to have hats. We're going to modify the hat. We're going to have t-shirts. They're just going to be the ones that I use. I'm going to have the premium blends, and I'm going to have the regular dry blends. And then we're going to have lots of stickers, which Smurfit and In the Zone, that does my shirts, are going to collaborate and fix. So, yeah, you know, he did some crazy mileage on Tar Heel. I mean, that's what it's all about. And I mean, if you watch the Chicago video, you'll see crazy. Oh, I wanted to, the guys in green with the emojis are all my channel members, if you guys are wondering what they are. And welcome to the channel membership, Fox Performance. I appreciate you. We do have 4 different levels. You know, it's 2, 5, 10, and 20 a month. All that stuff comes back to the channel, just like Brutal. You know, we do this as a hobby and for fun. So whatever money we do make, we try to put back into the channel. So, anyways, I have good luck with MSD Pro Billet. I've always had good luck with with the TFI on MSD. So with that being said, it is about 10 o'clock EST. We've been on for about an hour and 30, which is about what I expected to be. Guys, let me get in closing here. Let me get real with you. Fox bodies have been part of our tradition for a long time. And being a Fox body advocate, a Fox body lover for many, many years, making it my job, I can tell you that, you know, the worst thing that can happen is sitting and watching your car do nothing. If there's anything that I can do in my channel is to bring the proper knowledge and bring the passion and the motivation for you as a subscriber and or just a passerby. You know, get that car off the stands, you know, get the wheels on it and get the wheels turning. Because like the worst thing that can happen to a car is it just sits there. And you guys know that. You know, I mean, I've collected enough Fox bodies and I just feel bad for watching them sit half the time. And that's what motivated me to get the white car back on the road, which I hadn't drove in years. And I'm falling in love with this car all over again. And if there's one thing I can tell you guys is don't let them sit, you know, get them put together, motivate yourself, you know, just spin wrench a couple of minutes a day, you know, have a little map, you know, it says, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And if there's any videos that help you, you know, there's videos all over YouTube with all different type of content creators. So I guess if I was to say, you know, I hope that my channel, my live streams do help. You know, I'm sure, you know, all the other content creators, you know, Caleb and Nakia and Kenny, and the people that just bust out the how-to videos, you know, that help the community, help you guys get motivated to work on your Fox body. So, anyways, with that being said, I want to say shout out to Cousin Paul. I love you like a brother. And Sandy, Smurfit. Shout out to Papa Hootman and Slow Nate from the track, and Dave Dalkey and Kevin Cragen at TI Dyno. So, with that being said, guys, it's a good night. I appreciate everybody for joining the channel. We got some videos coming out this week. I got a cool 2-step video coming out that's just a little Easter egg video, not wasting a lot of your time. It's about 3 minutes long. I think you guys are going to kick out of that. We got another video coming out this week with with one of the racing videos and probably a TKX video. So, with that being said, I appreciate all the comments, staying motivated, stay frosty, boys, keep your car straight. Have a good night. Maybe we'll do another call in next week. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. Let me know.